Garrett G.I. Jones, one of the heroes last night as the Pirates defeated the St. Louis Cardinals for the second straight night. A lot of fun throughout the early portion of this 10-game homestand as the Pirates look for the sweep now of this 3-game series against the St. Louis Cardinals. Another gorgeous night on the North Shore. Greg Brown along with Bob Walk. Bob, just what an entertaining game it was. And the Pirates using the long ball the last 2 ball games. Ryan Domit the other night, Garrett Jones last night.
Yeah, Ryan Domit really has swung the bat very well since coming back off the disabled list, giving us a little bit of a jump in that middle of that lineup. But Garrett Jones, he really for a while now has been really doing a lot for our offense. And it's not just singles, it's long balls, it's extra base hits. And I think that might have been the most dramatic ending to a game we've had here at PNC Park all year, and we've had several dramatic endings.
PNC Bank for the achiever in you, both Domit and Jones, of course, contributing to the first 2 wins of this series. Pirates have also gotten good pitching quietly over the past week and a half or so, and Paul Maholm toes the rubber tonight for the Buccos.
Yeah, Paul's been a little shaky, though, the second half. You look at his numbers, they're not all that good. A fairly tough pitcher going for the Cardinals. Also, Loesch is a guy that you don't look at as being a #1 type starter, but at times he can go out there and take charge of a ball game just like anybody else.
The lefty Maholm against the right-hander Kyle Loesch. They're fired up. Pirates trying to sweep the Redbirds. Game 3 of this series is coming up next. Bob, apparently Keith Reese, our cameraman down there in the end of the Pirates dugout, was watching. Ludwig apparently can't find his gamer, his regular mitt, so I had to scramble. And then Clint Hurdle from bench coach Jeff Bannister, well, maybe you want this one to Ludwig. It's the Pirates glove.
I think that would have worked.
So the Pirates manager getting Ludwig's attention. How about this one?
Would definitely have been able to pull some home runs back from over the wall.
We got a kick out of that. He eventually saw his skipper holding up the Pirates glove. But back to work now. Ball 1 on Rafael Furcal. 1 for 7 in the series. Switch hitter batting from the right side. And a base hit.
Test that glove right away.
Yeah. Call came in a career .375 hitter against Paul Maholm. The rest of the lineup, Tony La Russa's Redbirds, Alan Craig will be coming up. Then Albert Pujols, a Maholm killer. Matt Holliday hits cleanup. David Freese in the lineup at third base, hitting fifth. Yadier Molina, Ryan Terrio, John Jay, and then Kyle Loesch round out the starting nine. Lance Berkman getting the night off. Alan Craig in there in right field against Paul Maholm, trying for his 7th win of the season. And strike one. Berkman just a career .206 batter against Paul Maholm, so good time for him to rest. He's not done all that well over his career against Maholm. Leadoff hit, now a 1-1 count on Alan Craig.
You take a look at Paul's numbers on the season. He's obviously had a good year, other than the record being 6-13. Everything else is in fine shape. As you saw in our open, though, he has been roughed up a bit since the All-Star break.
Last time out in Milwaukee, gave up 3 earned runs in 5 innings against the Brewers.
Post All-Star break numbers are nothing that Paul would want to look at right now, but still time to get him back in shape. A month and a half.
His second start this season against the Redbirds, 15th of his career. 4-5 lifetime, .362 earned run average against St. Louis. Tabata in right field. So Ryan Ludwig in left, and Tabata first career start in right, which is special to him. Of course, you know his story, being a huge Roberto Clemente fan. And right in front of the Clemente wall, the 21-foot high wall, in tribute to the great one.
That'd be really different for him out there in right field. It's so much smaller, not a lot of room to run around in.
Now, it is interesting because, you know, long term, and I heard you talking to Stan about this, nothing against Ryan Ludwig. He's a solid left fielder, but as Pirate fans know, having watched this team play over the years, you have to have almost a second center fielder playing left. And that's what Tabata has been. So this is, I think, I mean, it could be permanent until Presley gets here. Then Presley takes over in left. Presley certainly has the speed to cover. Ludwig and Hurdle have had the conversation about what to expect when Presley comes back. That's pulled foul. And the rest of the defense, Ludwig and Tabata in the corners. Andrew McCutcheon in center. Brandon Wood, Ronnie Cedeno on the left side. Neil Walker, Garrett Jones on the right side of the infield with Ryan Doumit behind the plate.
And that's what we were talking about, Jones. We're talking about the outfield and how there are so many outfield options now.
Nice pick there by Doumit.
That when Presley is healthy, I mean, he just about has to play with what he was doing before he got hurt. Nice block. So it kind of doesn't look like there's a lot of room out there anymore for Jonesy.
Derek Lee on the disabled list, and don't know when he will be healthy. Ball hit a long way back. McCutcheon, and that was really crushed. Alan Craig's 5th of the year, and 2 batters into the ball game. It's 2-0 St. Louis.
It didn't seem like it was ever going to come down very, very high.
Alan Craig in the lineup for Lance Berkman, paying immediate dividends for Tony La Russa.
Take a look at the strike zone presented by Range Resources, and the pitch was way up and away. Not one you expect to go out of the ballpark. And it's just so high. Got right back in there, and looked like it hit the trash can in the visitor's dugout.
Here's that matchup. Pujols, .583 career hitter against Paul Mahalem. And another hit. This to right.
And when you have those matchup numbers against veteran players, you really have to, give them a lot of credence. Once you get above a dozen at bats, I don't think they're going to change a whole lot. If you have somebody like a Charlie Morton that totally changes the way he pitches, you got to, and say he has 12 at bats prior to this year, yeah, throw those out. They don't mean anything anymore. But for the most part, veteran guys facing each other, what they've done in the past is a real good indication of what you're going to get, and that's why managers they really pore over those numbers before every series to see who's going to get the days off, like Berkman, for instance. And maybe even the most important thing is the bullpen matchup numbers. Who do they want to face each other? Who do they not want to face late in a ball game?
So Berkman getting the night off. Matt Holliday, for example, also struggles against Mahalem. His career average of 136 would seem to indicate this matchup should favor the Pirates starter. Holliday 3 out of 22 lifetime against him, and hits into a lot of double plays, and that's what Mahalem could use right now. 3 batters into the game, 2-0, 3 hits.
Hit to a important double play last night. Nice play by Cedeno. So one hopper to Cedeno's left.
Cedeno played a solid shortstop, didn't he, last night? Couple real fine defensive plays for him, including that one that Bob mentioned, the Holiday 7th inning ball hit to Cedeno. This 4-pitch walk follows the Pujols single. Bring David Freese to the plate, and it might bring Ray Searage to the mound.
He's heading for the steps.
Mahalem not able to get the double play ball. A 4-pitch walk. This is the double play we're talking about last night. Very important 7th inning.
Nice soft hands on a tough in-between hop, and quickly got the ball to Walker. That was an important play in last night's game. I think they had just intentionally walked Pujols to set that up.
The game was tied at that point at 3-all. Here is David Freese, who was 3 for 4 last night. His RBI double in the 6th inning to right field scored Lance Berkman and tied the game at 3.
A lot of teams around baseball that aren't hitting like they expected to, but it's not the case with the Cardinals. Get pretty good offensive production from just about everybody that steps in there. Good numbers.
Bob, you and I were talking last night about almost comical how people in St. Louis, that first series, the Pirates were there the first week in April, and the Bucks won 2 of 3, and the Cardinals offense was struggling. And Tony La Russa walked out of his post-game press conference. He was so disturbed by those pressing questions about the offense a week into the season.
And there was like a couple of, I think, what's wrong with Albert Pujols questions. He might have started the season like 2 for 15 or something, and everybody just hit the panic button.
Says, you don't think this guy's going to hit?
Yeah, he's going to hit.
Batting average of .270 for the St. Louis Cardinals, leads the National League. They're up there in the top 5 in homers. They've hit 121. He has hit 30 again. Pujols. Wood will step on the bag, throw to first, and yes, double play.
Nicely done. What we needed for sure in this inning. Cardinals are, they were thinking about trying to knock the door open here in the first. That cleaned it up. Nice play by Wood. As he steps back to get to the bag, he's not going to have much on his throw. It's going to have to be all arm after that. Took a funny little hop. He had to reach out. Now, all of his momentum going toward foul territory as he had to make that throw.
Cardinals score a lot of runs, hit a lot of home runs, but they hit into more double plays than any team in the National League. 134.
And they don't run a whole lot.
Just give you some idea about that number. The 134 double plays. The Pirates and the Colorado Rockies have hit into the second most DPs, 96. Quite a ways off. 1 ball, 1 strike on Molina. Gerald Laird started behind the plate last night. Molina got 1 at bat and lined out to Xavier Paul to start the 11th inning. Fly ball shallow left center field, and it drops in. A 3-0 lead. After the double play, Molina pops one into shallow left center.
Look at the strikes on presented by Range Resources. See that ball up and in. I think that's where he wanted it. And he did hit Molina on the label of the bat. He doesn't hit it very far. He's jammed on it. Just fell in. Thought maybe McCutchen was going to have a chance to catch that.
18 allowed, 16 earned in the first inning for Mahalam.
Sometimes I think McCutchen spoils us. He makes so many unbelievable catches. You expect him to do it every time. That one that he caught was the 11th inning, right? When he raced into the gap last night.
He's asked if that was the best catch he's ever made. He goes, nah. So I didn't have to dive for that one.
You know what? But that's him.
Yep.
That ball is extra bases off the bat. There was no doubt in my mind. And it's like he materialized out of nowhere and they made it look easy. And I think that's why a lot of people think, oh, yeah, good running catch. But to see it sitting up here where we are, to see that ball dead in the gap, boom, it's gone. They're going to score a run. And then he's there somehow. I mean, that's what makes him different.
Look at this, almost the exact same spot of the Molina single. Ryan Theriot puts runners at first and second, and the eighth man to hit in the inning, John Jay.
This is that play again last night where there it is. Okay, that's a run. That's going to be in the notch. And out of nowhere, boom, there he is. Where'd he come from? So it makes the play look easy. Reesop's just like, oh, wow. That's the kind of stuff that we used to see from Van Slyke when he played center field years ago. That would be out of nowhere. You would think, okay, extra bases. You're running to back up a base somewhere. You're not even thinking that there's a possibility it's going to be caught. And he would just come out of nowhere and make a nice play look rather routine. And that's what McCutchen does. Makes a very, very, better than average play. Make it look routine.
Line drive caught. 30 pitches for Paul Mahalam and 3 runs for St. Louis.
Sports is sponsored by Barrel Automotive. Barrel.com. Definitely worth the click. Let's go Bucks.
Barrel Automotive League leaders. Kyle Loesch on the mound. Gets a lot of run support. Best run support in the National League. You take a look at the other pitchers. Mike Leake gets a ton for the Reds. Yanvani Gallardo gets over 6 a game. Jaime Garcia, Loesch's teammate, barely over 6. And then Jonathan Neese of the Mets and Kyle Loesch getting over 5 runs a game of run support. He's 10-7 on the year. Jose Tabata, Garrett Jones, Andrew McCutchen with the Bucks down 3 early.
Nobody on that list really surprising. It's good offensive, but Neese for the Mets. That surprised me to see a Met on that list. Hey, if you pitch for the Cardinals, you pitch for the Brewers, there's a chance you're going to get some offense.
Line drive right field, foul. What a nice start. Check the lineup, brought to you by Toyota moving forward. Again, Tabata, Jones, McCutchen. The Domit hits cleanup. Neil Walker, Ryan Ludwig will be followed by Brandon Wood at third, then Ronnie Cedeno and Paul Mahalem. Kyle Loesch, his 13th career appearance against Pittsburgh. .359 career ERA. We talked numbers when it comes to Mahalem against the Cardinals. Well, Tabata and McCutchen hit Loesch well, and not this time after a ball that was hit to right fell foul. Strikes him out. He's now 5 for 10 lifetime against Loesch.
Good breaking ball. Got him to chase it away. Definitely didn't want to go in on him at all. Everything away.
Garrett Jones gets a nice hand. His second career walk-off home run. Garrett Jones in a walk-off homer 2 years ago against Bobby Howry and the Giants in the 14th inning. A night that featured just about everything. Back and forth battle, intense, timely hitting, good fielding. Ball driven deep the other way by Garrett Jones. That's a fair ball. Bounces over the wall. Ground rule double for Jones with one away.
Been picking up a lot of extra base hits, hasn't he?
It's 11 for the month. Going the other way off of Kyle Loesch. That ball a few feet from hitting the wall. And Jones hitting over .340 this month, and again 11 extra base hits.
There's a slugging percentage now up to about .450.
Chance for McCutchen to get the Bucks on the board, and this is a good matchup for the Pirates.
There's a comparison. McCutchen slugging percentage in the 470s. So Jones definitely has that extra base power moving in the right way. There you see our day key matchup. And again, those matchup numbers, they don't lie after you get, past I think a dozen at bats. So I expect McCutchen to have a good evening tonight.
.429 lifetime against Kyle Loesch. And you saw the number of hits, the number of at-bats for McCutchen against him. 14 ABs against Kyle Loesch.
There are no guarantees. It doesn't guarantee, but you just look at that stuff to give you the best percentage of having your lineup set up the way you want it. Best percentage to get a hit, best percentage to move runners along, score runs. Almost baseball was made for stats, seems like.
Fastball just off the plate, 2-2.
Take a look at our strike zone percent by range resources. You can see that just off the corner, down and away.
Gonna be a tough play. Loesch will field and throw and not get, as Pujols has to make sure that ball doesn't go down the line. An infield hit from McCutchen.
Did it seem to you that like Loesch kind of took his time after he caught the ball? Wasn't in a huge hurry.
AGH camp shows you the tapper.
And Loesch is going to get the ball, set that back leg. I think that was a time for one of those either let it go or try to make that athletic jump throw.
So it's first and second as McCutchen improves those career numbers against Kyle Loesch. Ryan Domit, a .308 career hitter against him, 4 out of 13. Ryan Domit, after going 4 for 4 the opening game of the series, including the home run, was 0 for 5 last night. So what will tonight bring? Loesch has given up 13 home runs. Away and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike. Domit getting another start. That's kind of been a quiet story. Ryan Domit starts for the 3rd straight night. As Quinn Hurdle continues to look for offense, and if you hit, goes back to the old saying, you hit, you'll play.
And it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out these last 6 weeks of the season. Who gets the upper hand at certain positions? We talked already about Garrett Jones at first base going into the offseason. So, you know, that's when the decisions are made about what we're going to try to do next spring.
Two count. Derek Lee, fractured left wrist, on the disabled list. That's a guy that would love to be in there against Loesch. Talking about good career numbers. 400 lifetime average for Lee. Still 2-2 on Domit.
Strike zone showing you exactly how Loesch is trying to work Domit. Everything down and away.
Another 2-2 pitch. And now a full count.
Well, you saw from our strike zone that pitch was set up for. Everything down away, down away, down away. He set up for a fastball to kind of come in and see if he could catch the corner. Just didn't quite execute it.
Fly ball to deep center field. Jay is back. Wall makes a fine grab. John Jay
timed it nicely. You could hear the Cardinal center fielder slam the wall after he caught it. Quickly gets it back in.
Domit close to tying the ball game. So Neil Walker, 5 for 8 in the series, 3 for 5 last night. Leadoff home run in the 9th inning off their closer. Fernando Salas tied the game. Walker's first home run at home since June the 5th. going to be fouled out of play. Bucks down a run going into the bottom of the ninth last night. First pitch. Laser home run.
Hadn't hit a lot of home runs of late, but he always seems to come up at the right time with a big hit. So he picked then to hit that home run. He really needed it. There's another conversation that I had with Stan before the game about how Walker, in just his second year, has already got a reputation, I think, with us fans here in Pittsburgh, but maybe even around baseball a little bit, of being a clutch guy, somebody that you really don't want to face him with the game on the line. If you can pick whoever you want to come up there, who you want to pitch to against the Pirates.
Leads National League second baseman in RBIs with 69.
I think pitchers all around baseball are learning that's not the guy you want to face.
And 2-2. We talked a lot at the early portion of the season about his knack for driving in important runs in general. 54 ribbies after the All-Star break last year, tied with Albert Pujols for third among all National League players. And now the runners will be off on this pitch as the Pirates again try to answer that 3 spot in the top of this first inning. At least one here. Jones at second, McCutchen at first, 2 away. Walker hitting .344 against Cardinals pitching this season. This is the 9th game of the season series. And Walker calls time. Bucks have won 5 of the first 8 meetings against the Redbirds. Paul Mahallam and Kyle Loesch throwing a lot of pitches in the first inning. And the bases will be loaded for the former Redbird. Walker works the free pass.
The difference in those pitch counts we just looked at is Loesch still has a 0 up on the board. But it's going to really work against Paul because we'll be trying to play catch up if we don't do anything right here. Which means if he comes to the plate in an RBI type situation, you look at his pitch count, you're more liable maybe to pinch hit for him.
Jones doubled, McCutchen infield hit, Walker walked, and now Ludwig, who has driven in 69 runs on the year. 1 ball and 1 strike. He has struggled against his former teammates this season. Just 3 hits and 26 at bats. Traded over from the Redbirds last summer to San Diego. Still Ludwig fans from St. Louis on hand, and now count in his favor. 2-1 as the fastball misses. Now Yadier Molina will go out and talk with
Dave Duncan's going to come out and have a discussion.
Pitching coach and catcher.
Looks like he let Molina have a little something to say there.
Like, yeah, I was going to say, show a little mechanical issue there.
Yeah, I think it was almost like Duncan said, okay, what do you got? And then Molina, it looked like they were talking about his front shoulder flying open, which 99% of the time when it's like, what's wrong? Oh, he's flying open.
You could say that most of the time.
I wish I had a nickel for every time somebody told me, hey, your front shoulder's flying open. But that's standard fare.
2-1. Line drive the other way, going to carry out to the right fielder. Alan Craig coming on to make the catch. Pirates strand all three. 3-0 Redbirds.
Sponsored by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks.
So it's still a 3-0 Cardinals lead through one. A young Bucko fan with a parrot doll enjoying a night out at PNC Park. Day off tomorrow. A lot of Pirate players, front office personnel will be involved in the Pirates Charities golf outing, Fox Chapel, and then back to work here at PNC Park on Friday night. The Reds in a free shirt Friday. Loesch with 7 hits and 49 at bats. A career 159 average. Cedeno. Take advantage of the Pepsi Max Pack this Friday when the Pirates take on the Reds at 7:05. You get an outfield box ticket, a Pepsi product, a hot dog, and a pretzel, all for only $20. For tickets, go to pirates.com/Pepsi Max. Take advantage of that great deal. Kevin Correa will start Friday night against Homer Bailey. And the Pirates are now just a half game back of the third place Reds in the National League Central. Reds playing the Nationals again tonight, beaten last night in D.C. For a call. This one hard the other way, and a fair ball. Rafael for a call. A 1-out double. He led off the ball game with a single. His average hovers around 400 lifetime against Mahalam.
Not hitting much this year, but you know, he's always been a very good offensive player. So maybe he's starting to find his stroke a little bit. Kind of an ugly swing right there, though, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Sure. Didn't have ugly results, though. You know, Greg, you were talking about the standings there. There's some point, and the Cardinals are getting close to it, where they have to start getting concerned about the separation that the Brewers have been able to achieve. With 7.5 games at the beginning of action tonight. Just 7 games? Oh, yes, this is 7. That was a half game off there. But my point still being that, you get to September, you don't want to still be 7 games out. You got to be thinking, well, if both teams are playing well, making up a game every week is kind of tough. You get in the last 4 weeks of the season, they need to start doing some work, par that down. They need the Brewers to help them a little bit, stop playing such good baseball.
Ball hit in the air to left. Craig, who homered in his first at bat, flies out to Ludwig. And the Cardinals and Brewers will meet in Milwaukee once again at the end of the month for a 3-game series. Then the Brewers a week later, 3 games in St. Louis, and that'll be it.
Yeah, what you hope for there is 2 out of 3, 2 out of 3. You take 2 games off. That's why it's so difficult to really make up big chunks like that, unless the other team helps you out by going into some kind of a tailspin. You don't have to hope for that, though.
Brewers have won 5 in a row, 9 of 10. They've only had 2 or 3 losses in the last 3 weeks. Well, Bob, now Mahalam and the Pirates are down 3-0. It's early, 2nd inning. We talked about the career numbers that Pujols has against him. Holiday, the exact opposite on deck. Any reason Pujols gets anything at all to hit?
I would say that you got to be extremely careful here. If he hits a ball, better not be a strike. Now, the home run off the trash can in the bullpen, that wasn't a strike either. That was way out of the strike zone. You can't really fault Paul for giving up that home run. If he throws the same pitch to Pujols and he hits the ball out of the ballpark, I don't think you can fault him either.
Last night, opposite field home run for Pujols.
This was out of the strike zone. It was not way out, but a couple inches outside.
'28 career home runs at PNC Park, more than any visiting player.
He's pitching him tough right now, making him hit his pitches. Got 2 strikes on him, so now he's really, kind of enlarging his strike zone. He's got an RBI opportunity. He doesn't want to take a strike 3 under any circumstances.
Last time the Cardinals were in July, Pujols was 2 for 3 against Mahalam, including a home run. A scramble down there into the dugout.
Pitching him tough. Down and away, up and in, off the plate outside, a little low. He's moving it all over.
Dan Potash has the glove.
I'm ready.
He is ready.
Glove looked like it got a little wet, maybe. A little spotty. What's happened to that glove?
Three and 2. Ball blocked by Domet.
If the score was the other way, if you're up 3-0, maybe you go ahead. Okay, I'm going to throw a strike here because I'm not going to walk him, bring the tying run to the plate. But the point you made, Greg, that's a great one. Is you're already down by 3. That really changes your strategy around.
To the shortstop, Cedeno.
That's a great job. I don't think he threw him a strike. Didn't throw him a strike, got him the ground out.
Pirates will be playing tomorrow at Heinz Field. The Pirates with the off day. But again, a lot of the players involved in more charity work, and they very much enjoy that, working with Pirates charity. Strike is called on Brandon Wood, hitting .222 with 7 homers, 26 runs batted in. Makes this one decent, but Craig makes the catch. Talking about football, well, Root Sports will continue its successful high school football programming series with a 7th season of McDonald's High School Football in 2011. The season will kick off Friday, September 2nd, live at 7 p.m. Visit rootsports.com for more details. Cedeno 1 for 7 in the series. Count 0-2. One away, 3-0 in favor of the St. Louis Cardinals, trying to avoid a sweep. Cedeno fights that one off. And a base hit, and like McCutcheon and Walker, he has excellent career numbers against Loesch. He has a 1-out single.
The ball came inside off the plate. Actually, not a bad 0-2 pitch. Look at it run in there about good 6-7 inches. Finally still able to get the base hit. Loesch would love to get out of here without having to throw a ton of pitches.
Molina throws to second, and they almost turn a double play. Hallam fails to move Cedeno into scoring position.
Well, Molina, and I don't care what his first name is, has always been a good catcher. The whole family.
Yep.
All 3 of the Molina brothers have been able to do that, excel on defense. They all hit pretty good too. They've all just been real solid.
Yep, they really have. Benji and Jose, Yadier.
See the Gold Glove or
Top of the lines out to right, and that does it. Move on to the 3rd, 3-0 Cardinals.
Breaking news, Ryan Ludwig has found his glove. It was somewhere in the clubhouse, so he switched back from the other glove back to his real glove, which means he doesn't have to use the Pirates glove, the extra large glove, which I will keep for my own safety. But at least we know that the Pirates starting left fielder has his old glove back out in the outfield. As for me, I don't know. so many line drives coming my way that I'm not sure if I'll be able to stop them, but I have a big enough glove, that's for sure.
That's kind of like a screen. You can just hide behind that baby.
It's too big, actually.
The players love to use their players love to use their older gloves. It's really
this is good. There you go. Bye-bye.
Really important for them to have that out there that gives them confidence, gives them some comfort. The older ones are always a little floppier, and the ball seems to stick in them a little more. If you're out there with a glove that's a little on the stiff side, you really don't have it broke in the way you want it. It's got to play with your mind a little bit. Do you remember that very first base hit that Furcal got to start the game off? I don't know if you noticed or not, but when he came in to field that ground ball, he used both hands. He didn't just scoop it up with the glove like you see 99% of outfielders do. Even though it was just barely rolling, he used both gloves. He covered it up with his bare hand. He didn't want to trust that brand new glove. I'm glad that he's got the old one out there.
Thanks for that, Dan, to find out that Ludwig, and I'm sure he feels a lot better. I imagine he feels like he's out on an island by himself with that glove that he had that first inning. There's a comfort level there,
the
right?
Guys that are really crazy about it is the infielders. They got to have their glove. And it's got to be the right one. Some of them are 10 years old. That one is
that's broken.
He's seen some work. Look, see how he's working that little finger. He wants it just right, flattened out a little bit.
Cedeno.
You know that one's been the shortstops. They're the ones that are really crazy about it. Remember Jack Wilson's old looked like it'd been patched 6 times.
Yeah. They don't want to give those up.
Yep. Jones is probably glad just to be wearing a first baseman's glove again. Huh? I think he likes to play first.
Comfort level there for him, no doubt.
Well, that's where he's played his whole career.
Josh Harrison's glove.
Jay Hay.
And see, this glove has been working well, huh?
Yes, it has.
Nice work from Neil Walker.
I wonder what type of glove Neil really is using out there. It looks a little bigger than your normal second baseman's glove. It's like more something like a third baseman would use, and that's where he played most of the time before he went over there last year. Looks like he's still going with a little bit larger glove than you see on a lot of middle infielders. A little longer.
Brandon Wood at third.
He had about 4 gloves with him a couple of days ago. He had a couple of new ones he was working on. He was modifying them before he even took them out to use them the first time, taking a little padding out of the heel, making them a little thinner there so the ball doesn't want to eject off the heel of the glove so easily. Before they even take them on the field, they take all the strings out of them and start working on the insides. And I said this the other day, I'm going to say it again. I think, and Greg, I know you're going to agree, when it comes to catching those ground balls and even some hot shots down there, our ball girls they do such a good job, way better than anybody else in the league.
No doubt about that. Tonight I think Zoe Hughes and Bethany Kern, and it's Samantha Malponi in Waynesburg.
Yeah, they're all softball players. They're used to being out there, and it shows. They do a great job.
Area colleges represented by the Pirate ball girls. 3-1 count on Molina. And this one passed Brandon Wood, so a 2-out single. Molina 2 for 2.
Need that glove to be just a little longer that time.
Needed a parrot-sized glove.
Yeah. good effort.
Ryan Theriot singled in the first. Theriot was 3 for 4 in his start on Monday. Came on to play second base late in the ball game last night. Had just 1 at bat. 0 for 1. One ball, one strike. Cardinals lead 3-0. A 2-run homer in the first by Alan Craig, second batter of the ball game. And then a Yadier Molina base hit into center field. Scored the third, and that not close. They're just perusing the publication that is handed out. All fans. He was also there.
I don't know how I can read anything being as cross-eyed as he is.
Yeah, this can't be easy. He was there tonight before the game for the 65 Roses reception. Ball bounced to short. 6-4 on the force. 3-zip St. Louis. iPhone, iPad, Android, or BlackBerry. Get live audio, pitch-by-pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Text at BAT to 31826 or visit Pirates.com for details. Strike one on Garrett Jones, doubled the other way in the first. Popped up, playable for Freeze. Comes back into fair territory, and 1 up, 1 down for Loesch. Brings up Andrew McCutchen. I know Garrett Jones, a couple of other players had a chance to say hello to Brett Patera, special guest of the Pirates out there during batting practice today. Brett, great Pirate fan, and a guest of the Pirates this evening, Brett Patera. Oh, 1-2 the count.
First at bat with McCutchen up there. He tried to go in on him first couple pitches early and then went away, but he's changed it up this time. He started out there and continues. That's 3 in a row. I think that's where they prefer to get Andrew out, is try and throw the ball, I would say mid-thigh and lower on the outside corner, but almost everybody, at least one at bat during the game, they try to throw a couple balls in under his hands. Yeah, they froze him there. Andrew shaking his head, though. He's not too sure about the location. Was it inside? By a smidgen. But you can't really complain about that one. That one is awfully close. They are going to get you on that occasionally.
Doman hit a ball to the wall in center field in the first inning with 2 aboard. Maybe a routine 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Loesch. The Bucks go down in order in the third on 9 pitches. Head to the 4th at PNC Park. Finale of this 3-game series. Cardinals lead by 3.
Is sponsored by Toyota. Buy right the first time and save more. Visit your local Toyota dealer for details. And by AT&T. Let's go Bucks.
AT&T Mobility Trivia question. With a home run and stolen base last night, Andrew McCutchen 3 homers shy of the 2020 club. Who were the first and last Pirates to join that club? 20 homers, 20 steals.
Any ideas, Greg?
We're gonna go last first, and then throw out your boy, Moonlight, Moonlight
Rainbow
Owens. Oh, Rainbow O'Brien.
Rainbow O'Brien, or he's an Irish guy. I don't know.
Whatever.
Yeah, well, let's go with the let's go with whoever did it first. We'll take a shot at that one.
You know, the old our out is always Hannes Wagner. So
yeah, that's where I was going to go. But
can't go wrong with firing Hannes Wagner out there.
Yeah, 20 home runs, 20 steals.
He did it all back then.
You know, charter member of the Hall of Fame. I think we got to go with it.
John Jay bounces a fair ball. Jones to Mahalik. One up and one down. And how about the last to do it, Bob?
You know, I'm thinking Bay.
Yeah, I'm thinking Bay too, but Garrett Jones didn't steal 20, did he? That first year?
No,
he hit 20 homers, but he had a bunch of steals.
You think he stole 20?
I don't know.
Garrett, did you steal 20? Well, he's so fast they made him an outfielder. I don't know. I'm going to go Bay. Bay Day. Bay Day.
Good guess. I like that one.
I'm assuming Bay stole 20.
I would think. Well, he had that consecutive stolen base,
which was like right at about 20 games.
I think he might have been caught his 21st, trying to set the new record.
And he shouldn't have been caught. Remember, it was he got picked off, and he kept running. He took off for a second. If he would have went back to first, it would have just been a pickoff.
Right.
Would have been a caught stealing.
That's right.
But he took off for a second, turned it into a caught stealing.
The pitcher Kyle Loesch on the ground to Brandon Wood. We're getting some information from the trailer that
he stole 61
bases in 1907. So he's got to be on that list, right?
Well, at 2020 club, you got to do it in the same year.
Yeah. Again, I'm assuming.
Yeah. So. You know, nobody really hit tons of home runs back then either.
No.
And I didn't like, what was that guy, Home Run Baker?
Yeah.
Like led the league with like 16 back in that era.
Dead ball era.
I mean, until Babe Ruth came along, 20 home runs was amazing. So we might be going back too far. How about Willie Stargell?
You think he stole 20 bases in a year once?
Wasn't he real fast when he first came up?
I don't know if he stole 20. They're letting us off the hook. They're telling us that it's not Honus Wagner. He had 10 home runs in a season twice.
You got to guess Clemente, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, look, strike three.
inning here at PNC Park, sharing some cotton candy. Walker fouls the first pitch off. Walker, Ludwig, Wood. And the other night we had a pregame party for some of the season ticket holders. We won a special at Bucks Insider, a special official Twitter account of the Pirates. Joel Hanrahan and Jason Grilli showed up and talked about how they tweet, and some of the rules involved, how many followers they had. And one young Bucco fan asked me if I would say hello, and I failed to do it, to his grandma, so we're doing it tonight because I figured Tom Smith is home watching tonight. He was at the game the other night. His grandma, he calls her Nana, watches all the games. Marion Saley. So Tom, you can tweet to your buddy Joel Hanrahan that we said hello to Nana.
Everybody's saying hello to Nana. We need to say hello to the scoreboard here pretty soon.
Yes, sir. Walker, one of the guys on the club that tweets. And down on strikes he goes. Kyle Loesch has struck out 3, 1 up, 1 down in the bottom of the 4th inning. Well, we want to hear your questions about the game. Text the keyword booth followed by your question and your name to 412-412. We'll ask your question to Bob Walk a little later in the game. Remember, message and data rates may apply.
And this text that you're sending is not coming to me. It's going to the gypsies down in the trailer. I've had people want to know why I don't answer their text during the game. Well, I'm not seeing them.
You're passing the buck to the trailer, so there you go.
The gypsies are sorting through them. They are selecting the winner every night.
Do people complain? Do you actually believe that all the texts that you get, you would have time to sort through them all? You need a gypsy secretary. The thousands of texts that you get, you couldn't possibly handle all those.
Exactly.
So he has to pass them on to the gypsies, and then they'll decide which ones you see.
Instead of texting the word both, you should text gypsies.
Yeah.
Text the word gypsy.
Yeah.
Do we think we just messed everybody up?
Probably. Oh, Ludwig goes down looking.
Racking up some K's here. Loesch is.
All right, back to the AT&T trivia question.
I'm going Clemente Bay.
All right.
What are you going? Hurry.
I'm going Clemente Bay.
Okay.
First and last Pirates to join the 2020 club. Parker and McLeod.
Oh, Nate McLeod. Oh, we were so bad.
Clemente's career high, 12 steals in 1963.
I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have, eventually got to Parker, but I would have thought that it would have happened before that. The 20 steals is not necessarily a huge number by any means.
Clemente had enough home runs one year, 29 his career high. 3-1 count.
And I think I would have gotten Nate either.
No.
I would have been guessing here all night. Parker I would have eventually got to, but I would have got to Nate.
3-2. Clemente had 3 20-homer seasons in his career. '23 in 1961. 29, 66, 23 in 1967.
Look like Larry in there, don't he?
Larry the Cable Guy?
Yeah.
A little bit.
Relative of his, man. He's keeping score, though, isn't he?
Yep. Strikes out the side. And he has fanned 4 of the last 5. 3-zip.
Taking a little time for some special people before tonight's game here at PNC Park. The Pirates 65 Roses Club, which is a group of Pirates fans that help raise money to fight cystic fibrosis. They had a chance to take in batting practice and spend a little time with members of the Pirates, take some photos, get some pictures. Really great group of people that have been doing that for a long, long time, donating money to help fight cystic fibrosis, and are also Pirate fans as well. Guys?
All right, Dan, thanks very much. A great group. As Alan Craig will step in, 3-0 here in the 5th. Craig homered in the 1st, flied to left in the 2nd. Followed by Pujols and Holiday. The Cardinals scored their 3 in the 1st. Craig hit a high, towering home run into the bullpen, and it's the other way and trouble past Tabata. Alan Craig in the lineup to give Lance Berkman a night off. Greg Brown and Bob Walk with you. We're joined by an old buddy, Executive Director of the Convention and Visitors Bureau of the Bradenton area, Elliot Falcione, who I'm trying to,
good Irish name.
Yeah. How you been, by the way?
Been doing great, Greg. It's great to see you. It's great to be back to Pittsburgh, see some old colleagues and friends and family. I remember when I met you in 1987, you were the radio and TV coordinator.
It's been a long time.
And you were a first-class guy back then and a first-class guy today.
Well, we're lucky, Elliot, that you are involved with promoting not only Bradenton, but also the ties between the Pittsburgh area, and you guys have formed an alliance, in fact.
Yes, sir. About 10 minutes ago, we formed an alliance between Bradenton and Pittsburgh. Both mayors acknowledged that alliance. And if you can remember when we were young, Birmingham was known as Pittsburgh of the South because of the steel. Steel industry is gone, and we want Bradenton to be known as Pittsburgh of the South. And I know that with the cooperation and the relationships, we're going to get there real soon.
Well, the guy to your right has been going to Bradenton even longer, I think, than I have. And he, as you know, is almost a walking billboard for Bradenton, talking, and we always do. Bob, we go down there to Bradenton to talk about what a tremendous time it is for us. Obviously, we're working, doing some hard work down there during spring training.
Busy, busy, busy.
But for fans of baseball and the Pirates, just what a great opportunity to get away and go down to that area. There's just nothing better.
Absolutely love the place. It is fabulous. I am so happy that is the location where the Pirates have their spring training. I know there was a couple of times where over the years while I've been going down there, it might move, go somewhere else. And man, we lucked out because there's nowhere better than Bradenton, Florida.
Well, the Pirates are there to stay.
Pujols will move the runners, it turns out. As he pulls the ball, the runner moves to third. Elliot?
We want Pittsburgh, Bradenton to be the beaches of Pittsburgh. As you know, Bob, 16 miles of sugar white sand beaches.
Yeah, I've heard the commercial.
It's low rise, low key. It's old Florida like when we were kids in the 60s and 70s. The accommodations are state of the art. Bradenton has a new river walk that's gearing up all along the Manatee River. We have an arts and culture community. It's a great place to come for family, romance, and we just look forward to working with the city of Pittsburgh and start sending people down there. A quick flight, Southwest Airlines nonstop to Tampa, and a short 1-hour drive right to Anna Maria Island.
That is a great place, and I've been staying on Anna Maria Island for. I know Anna Maria Island better than I know my old hometown in California. Well, speaking of Anna Maria Island,
there he is.
Is there any doubt he was going to be prepared with the Anna Maria?
Talk about mayors.
Yeah, Anna Maria Island cap.
But it is. It's just a fabulous place to go for just a short vacation or to spend a month there like we do. I couldn't tell anybody to go anywhere other than those beaches right there in Anna Maria. They are the best I've ever been to.
Bouncing ball, nice play by Cedeno. Runner holds at third. That could be huge. Matt Holliday with the infield in.
Well, Greg, you were talking earlier about not only the solid shortstop, but at times a brilliant shortstop that Cedeno's played this year. And this is an excellent play. Look at him looking over his shoulder, just checking, make sure nothing's happening back there. And he didn't hear anybody yell, there he goes, but he's got to look anyway just to make sure. Great play.
And from another angle, runner holds at third. Well, Mahalam get the freeze here, and he will. Play goes 5-3. I'm going to put this website up for anybody interested and take advantage of this. Anna Maria Island, longboatkey.com. Thanks, Elliot. Great seeing you again.
Great seeing you. Go get them Bucks.
Thanks, Elliot.
Thank you, sir. Great to see you.
Nothing St. Louis. Boy, look at that shot, huh?
Well, you see a lot of that down in the Bradenton area.
Yeah.
If you're a boater, you like boating, make sure that that's on the agenda.
Thanks to Elliot Falcione, the executive director, with us to talk about the alliance between Pittsburgh and Bradenton. Line drive to left field. Ronnie Cedeno going to start this fifth inning off with a double. Well, he really was a huge part of that top of the fifth. And our old buddy Tommy Sant, who might be watching tonight back in Oregon. The former Pirates first base coach used to talk about this often, Bob, that defense can actually be a momentum shifter.
Oh,
you
sure,
play
yeah.
top-notch defense the top half of an inning so often the bottom half can spark the offense.
Well, there's times where the hitting team, they've already counted their chickens before they've hatched. You know, they get a runner at third base, nobody out, this or that, and you pull off some superior defense to deny them, and that definitely is a momentum changer.
Well, Steve Pearce pinch hitting here.
By the way, I agree with Elliott. You've always been a first class guy.
Thank you, Bob.
You're welcome.
Elliott's a first-class guy.
Yes, indeed, he is.
Too humble. Runner at second base, nobody out.
I had that laugh, though, having to put you on the spot like that.
Yeah, it cost me $20 for him to say that. But it was worth it. Well, Pearce needs to get it going. He knows it. 3 for 34 since coming off the DL. And this is not going to get it done.
You know what's so odd about Pearce not hitting after he got off the DL? You know, we get the numbers almost every night, or you can look them up on the internet if you want to see how these guys are doing on their rehabs. And he was hitting the heck out of the ball before he was activated, but just did not bring that with him when he showed up here at PNC. It has been a struggle for him.
Now 1 out. Tabata has struck out line to right. Early exit for Mahalam, 83 pitches, 5 innings.
You say that's that pitch count. You get it up there real quick, there's a chance to knock a run in. You're having to play catch up. You get the early hook. We talked about that, I think, in the first inning when both pitchers were getting their pitch count elevated.
Well, Mahalam between innings. Glenn Hurl going up there and telling him he's out of the game. Mahalam had the batting helmet in hand and obviously doesn't agree.
No, nobody ever.
Nobody does.
Yeah, you never want to come out of a ball game.
And the manager always says, I don't want a guy that wants to come out of a ball game.
You don't. If you go up to somebody and say, hey, we're going to pinch hit for you, and the guy,
great.
Good. Oh, thank goodness. You look at him like, huh? No, you want to see in his eyes that he's upset about you're taking the ball from him.
Three and one on Tabata. Hits this one hard to right field. Toward the wall. And Jose Tabata is back as a right fielder. And how appropriate over the Clemente wall. Makes it a one-run game.
And he'll remember that. His first game as a right fielder, he hit a home run. That's special to that man.
Number 4 on the season, just back off the DL. It's now 3-2. Check out the Coors Light Cold Hard Blast. He hit it hard, got it up and out. The Cold Hard Blast brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. One swing. How about the long ball this homestand? Cedeno started it with the double. Opposite field home run.
He hit it where it was pitched, right on the outside corner. This is a good pitcher's ballpark, but when you go to right field, you do have a shot at an easy home run if you can get it up above that 21-foot wall.
Oh, nice play there by Pujols, robbing Jones of another double.
Pujols, he's got a Gold Glove.
Yep. 6 home runs this series for the Pirates. So they've homered in each of their last 6 home games, going back to the previous homestand.
Beautiful job. Touching, maybe taking a shot that way.
Just 320 down the line, but a 21-foot high wall. Remember talking to Brian Giles when we first arrived at this ballpark. That left-handed swing, that uppercut, classic power-hitting outfielder Brian Giles. Asking him about how almost easy it might be for him to hit a bunch of home runs over that wall. He said, 320 down the line and 21 feet high, that's not easy. Ball bounced to short, on to first. But the Pirates right fielder Jose Taveras, Albert Pujols didn't realize that was 3 outs. Jose Taveras' home run gets the Bucs to within 1.
Is tied to it. The heritage, the history, the position, all of it. Another reason why he wants to. And we talked about yesterday, he wants to hit the top line. There's a player who wants to play right field. He wants to play in front of Clemente Wall. He wants to do that. He's going to get a chance tonight.
Getting the chance to play right field and hitting the home run over that wall. His father grew up just a huge Clemente fan and constantly preached about the grace and the class and professionalism of Roberto Clemente, to the point where Tabata fell in love with that legacy and that name. And back at it. So you know certainly about the tattoo a few years ago. But it's now forever on the upper left chest of Jose Tabata, and he wears it proudly. It does mean a lot to him, Bob, as you said, and we heard Clint Hurdle just say. I mean, it does. It means a whole heck of a lot.
He is kind of an emotional type guy, and emotions play a part of his game. It could maybe really lift him up to be, to think of himself as I am the right fielder.
Which is going to be neat. Brad Lincoln is the new pitcher. I know we'll talk a lot about this the rest of the season and beyond, if he indeed does become the starting right fielder for years to come. it will speak volumes, I guess, about that outfield configuration, because it means as good as Tabata played left, they're going to find somebody who plays as good, if not better, in left, along with McCutchen, of course, in center. The arm of Tabata, good enough, right? In right?
I think we spent too much time worrying about right fielders' arms. Sure, it comes into play every now and then, but it's not that big of a deal. And Tabata's arm is fine. It's not like he's got a huge cannon, but he throws pretty well. And that's fine. As long as he comes up throwing, gets rid of the ball good, is accurate with his arm, that's the important thing. Heck, how good was Tony Gwynn as a right fielder? And he sure as heck didn't have any kind of an arm that he could brag about. But he was a very good right fielder. I spend too much time talking about that arm, I think, as fans, announcers.
I guess in this ballpark, the arm is not as important in right field because it's so short and right. So in that respect, he's a good fit in right field. Base hit to left. John Jay. For a moment, that ball is off the bat. Might be a play. No. First and second.
So Ludwig going in there with two hands again. Maybe that's just what he does all the time with two hands. I haven't seen him play that much. Roller went in there. Fundamentally, Ludwig really is very grounded in the fundamentals of outfield play. I know that La Russa many times commented on what a good defensive outfielder Ludwig was. Whoa.
Kyle Loesch. Pitch up and in and off the mitt of Domet, and that will not go over well. Even though it's not intentional. Every time you play the Cardinals, anytime somebody is buzzed.
Well, you're not. You're trying to throw a strike here. You're trying to get the bunt. Just a high strike. Maybe he'll pop it up, and that's to me that's a non-issue there.
Pass ball charged against Domet.
The issue is we didn't get an out.
Yeah, the issue is now the infield is in.
Yeah, they got the runners
over,
out. And we didn't get an out. They were going to trade us an out for that 90 feet. We did it for them.
Now 2-0. Brad Lincoln falls behind the pitcher Kyle Loesch, 3-0. Third relief appearance for Lincoln since his latest recall. Chris Carpenter last night went 7, gave up 3 runs on 5 hits, walked 1, struck out 10, a no decision, and accidentally pitch up and in against him last night.
An awful lot of signs just got relayed. Took forever. And there was nothing there. Kendo came about halfway down the line just to give the signs.
Broken bat bouncer to short. Cedeno does not throw to the plate. Instead goes to first.
No, you definitely want to come home with that ball. I mean, that's why you're playing with your feet on the edge of the grass. did have to move to his right a couple of steps. But, you know, Greg, I think what he needed to do was field that to his backhand, so he's in throwing position to throw the ball home. Again, to me, it's the score is dictating that. You know, you're behind. When you're ahead, you can afford to be a little more conservative. But now we're just got one more run. But there is the argument that get it out. Don't make any mistakes. Now, if he goes at that with his backhand, you know, he's in throwing position to go home. That's my opinion. But by going over there and getting he almost like he was rounding off the ball is going to take longer to get to him, and he's not going to be in a position to throw home.
Well, the pass ball certainly hurts. And 4-2 St. Louis. Freeze cam. Play that Neil Walker made earlier tonight. Ground ball to the right side. Off the bat of David Freese in the third. Isn't that appropriate? David Freese, the Coors Light Freeze cam. Brought to you by Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Ball one on Ryan Domit. Pucks down a pair. When Ronnie Cedeno went back to the dugout, you could see Clint Hurdle talking to him right away. It looked as though he was saying the exact same thing that Bob was talking about, as this ball's hit right at Ryan Theriot.
This was right after the inning. I don't know, Greg. He might have been telling him he did the right thing because he was the way he rounded the ball off. I don't know. But he wasn't in throwing position when he fielded that ball, throwing position to throw home. He actually gave ground and got in throwing position to throw to first. And again, this is my opinion. If you go to your backhand, not only are you in a position then to throw the ball home, but you're going to get to the ball quicker because you don't have to give ground. To get around and to get behind it, you had to actually give ground also.
Obviously, we won't know until tomorrow when we ask Clint Hurdle exactly what was said, but it's fair to say it is very possible, knowing Hurdle and his relationship with Cedeno and how positive a guy Hurdle is, that he said basically both those things. Hey, glad you got the out, good job, but you could backhand that ball, it might have a shot. But that's very possible. That's what he said. We won't know that until tomorrow. 2-1 the count on Walker. One down in the sixth. 2 runs, 5 hits for Pittsburgh. 4 runs, 10 hits for St. Louis. Count is 2-2.
Fireworks or something going on somewhere. Huh?
Yep.
Hearing a lot of booming in the distance.
There's a boomer, line drive right at Alan Craig. 2 outs, brings up Ryan Ludwig. A ground ball and a line out. Book your group outing of any size at PNC Park. Ask about how every member of your group could take home a Pirates cap or Roberto Clemente replica jersey. Plus, you get a great discount. Reserve your group tickets by calling 1-800-5BUCKS or go to pirates.com/groups, like Ludwig's Lumberjacks. 1-800-5BUCKS. Bring a group out to the ballpark.
This has been a great year for the Pirate fans to dress to come to the ballpark. Lumberjacks, I would have thought.
Yep. Ludwig has lined to right and struck out. Reaches out toward the line and right. A foul ball. Got a couple of those tonight. And yes, one of the items you can receive by bringing your group out is this Clemente replica jersey. Different styles. As Neil Walker showing off that great item. Talking a lot about the great one tonight, Roberto Clemente.
See a lot of those jerseys around every night.
Ludwig fights this one off, and that's just foul. By the way, speaking of Clemente, he was born August 18th, 1934. Carolina, Puerto Rico. That would make him 77 years old tomorrow. Jose Taba's home run.
The Lumberjacks.
Yep. Home run came in the 5th.
Let's go, you lumberjack, you. I don't know. That one looked a little iffy, but didn't get the call.
to the top half of the 7th inning. I think they're taking pictures for the scoreboard. You can send those photos. You can text. See them up on the message board. Ball one on Alan Craig. He's homered and doubled. Craig out of the University of California, 27 years old. 8th round pick 5 years ago by the Redbirds. As Lincoln misses 3-1. Brad Lincoln made a spot start in Washington earlier this season, then was sent back down to continue his starts at AAA Indy. 19 starts this season at AAA. And a drive to left. And how about this? Alan Craig has hit 2 homers tonight. This one gives the Redbirds a 5-2 lead. 6th of the season.
He hit this one in the other spot. We were talking about right field being kind of friendly at 320 down the line. There's one other spot, and that's right down the left field line, and you don't have to hit it 21 foot high. The wall makes a turn down there, right by the State Farm sign, and gets real shallow in a hurry. We see a lot of balls get hooked inside that pole that just slide over the fence a couple rows.
And now Pujols to center field is retired. He is 1 for 4 tonight. Alan Craig, his first career multi-homer game. What a performance with Tony La Russa giving Lance Berkman the night off, inserting Alan Craig into right field. Pujols-like performance. A pair of homers, 3 hits.
Did you see that, Greg? Pujols slamming his helmet down. Frustration.
I also saw, I don't know if there's anything to this. I guess it's okay. Obviously he's an emotional guy. In the 5th inning, after Craig had doubled, he bounced to short, and Craig did move to third, even though Pujols pulled the ball. And halfway down the line, he's kind of applauding.
Applauding Craig for moving over.
I guess. I hope. He's really extremely hard worker, Albert Pujols. Obviously a great player. Sometimes rubs people the wrong way. As we say, emotional.
His numbers are just absolutely incredible. His lifetime numbers already.
He can quit tomorrow and he's a Hall of Famer.
Yep. What was it, 11 years in a row now? He's
first player ever.
Hit 30 home runs. Nobody has ever done. Nobody has ever done that.
11 straight years, 30+ home runs. Where will he be in 2012?
Fielder both possible free agents. A couple of huge names. If you're looking for an offensive force that can play first, it'll be interesting because the 2 teams usually in the hunt for the premier players, they already have very good first basemen. That's of course being the Yankees and the Red Sox. I think most people are betting he's just going to stay in St. Louis.
Pick behind second. Retires David Freese. A leadoff home run for Alan Craig. Extends the Cardinals' lead to 5-2.
We invite you now to stand. Follow the bouncing Eden Park smile.
AGH cam, some great shots from PNC Park. Still a lot of smiles despite being down 3 more shots of the Redbirds. Daniel Descalzo takes over at third base for David Freese. Bullpen action for both clubs. Pirates have Daniel McCutcheon loosening, and the Cardinals have Octavio Dotel in their bullpen. Brandon Wood is 0 for 2 with Ronnie Cedeno to follow, and then a pinch hitter. Fly ball to John Jay. Time to check out the Home Depot doing more on defense. A lot of Kyle Loesch tonight.
You know what he has really done a great job of, Greg, I think, is live on the corners. A lot of his strikeouts have been just a little bit off the plate, whether it's a swing or whether it's a call. As in this case, Ludwig strikes out looking on a pitch that's just a little bit outside. But when your control has been that good, you start to get those calls. Just go off the plate, just a half inch. Umpire's going to give it to you when you have the control that he has shown.
Pujols over. Molina. And Molina makes the play. And well done. Three outs, no one on. Pinch hitter Xavier Paul will come to the plate.
See this play again.
For the Pirates, number 38.
Looked like Molina kind of gave Pujols a little smile after that play, like, where were you? Gives him the ball, and then again, I think he's saying something to him right there, like, I think that's first baseman's ball. He can play. Look at the gold Rawlings tag on his chest protector. He's got one on the back of the glove. That's what the gold glove winners get. Rawlings, a longtime sponsor of that award. You get to sport that on your glove if you're the best. I think Pujols has one of those.
Paul has done good work as a starter, not so great off the bench as a pinch hitter. 2 for 28.
That's kind of odd, isn't it? He's been like a different player, different hitter anyway. It's not necessarily though as a starter. There's been times where he's come in a ball game to play defense or on a double switch to where he stays in a ball game and hits well. But that first at bat coming off the bench and as a pinch hitter, that's where he's had his struggles. It's like he needs to get in the game and get revved up. He revved up the Pirates the other night. Led off the game with a home run into the bullpen.
It's quite a shot off the top of the fence into the pen. Bucks won that one 6-2. Xavier Paul went 2 for 5. And he goes down on strikes, and another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Loesch. 5-2 St. Louis.
Pittsburgh Pirates baseball on Root Sports is sponsored by Levin Furniture, home of the Tempur-Pedic, the most recommended mattress in America. Let's go Bucks!
Daniel McCutchen becomes the third pitcher to work tonight. Brad Lincoln went 2, gave up a pair on 3 hits. After Paul Maholm went 5 and gave up 3 runs.
Still just 3-run ball game. Got to hold them right there.
Our AGH Sports Medicine injury update involving reliever Evan Meek. He's been on the disabled list since June the 10th with right shoulder tendonitis. Scheduled to throw a simulated game tomorrow in Florida. Could start his rehab assignment Sunday in Bradenton. Thanks to our friends at Allegheny General Hospital Sports Medicine for the AGH Sports Medicine injury update. Molina 2 for 2 with an RBI single against Maholm. 2 for 3 tonight. Lined out to right against Lincoln. Kyle Loesch giving up just 5 hits. Talking with Chris Carpenter. Season high 7 strikeouts.
You know, he's not over by the bat rack, you know, getting ready, and he hits cleanup this inning. I wonder if that means he's done.
Dotel was up in the 7th.
If he's going to stay in this ball game, he would at least have to get to the on-deck circle.
And Molina has a 3-hit night, an 0-2 pitch, singles to center.
Looking down in the dugout, Greg Loesch hasn't moved. I think he knows that he's not hitting, he's done.
John Jay on deck, and then the pitcher spot.
Oh, you know what? He just looked up at the scoreboard, and I think he realized
where he was in the lineup.
Yeah, I just saw him like in a hurry, jump down off that top step, and he was looking out at the scoreboard over his shoulder as he was getting down. He just now realized that he was hitting fourth this inning. He has done 100 pitches though, so it's, you know, it could be take him out. But you don't ever know what might happen. You might have to go out there and bunt. You know, especially with Tony.
Exactly.
I don't know what Tony might decide.
Terrio showed bunt, took ball 1. 22,296 paid attendance for game 3 of the series. Pirates trailing by 3, have been out hit 12-5, and 2 more chances against the Redbirds. Trying to sweep it, winning 6-2 on Monday, and in 11, 5-4 last night.
Looking at the Milwaukee Brewer game, there's no score in the bottom of the 4th inning. It's just amazing that over the last 5 games, watching that scoreboard when we were there, and of course now it's become a pitcher's ballpark.
Runner goes from first, swing and a miss, double clutch by Doman. A stolen base for Molina, just his 3rd in 8 tries this season.
I think they changed things up with the hit and run. Doman just didn't have the grip on the ball. See him have to reset it.
Terrio lifts this one to shallow right. Out number 2. And Nissan presents the road ahead. Pirates will host the Reds in a 3-game series starting on Friday, and then the Brewers come in. Twilight doubleheader on Monday, Tuesday night 6:30 on Root Sports, and then a noon start on Wednesday afternoon. Nissan, the road ahead.
We see the Brewers again right there at the end of the year. We go back to Miller Park, last 3 games this season.
Corey Patterson comes out on deck. No bat for Loesch. Jones not able to field the ground ball. That error will put runners at first and third with 1 out.
Nothing difficult about this. This was kind of a routine play that you practice all the time. I don't know what happened. Just clanked it off the glove.
Patterson was going to pinch hit. He'll be called back now. in favor of Lance Berkman. Bucks and Reds meet on Friday night, 7:05, a free shirt Friday. All fans get a free shirt courtesy of Augustine's Pizza featuring Andrew McCutchen. Go to pirates.com/free shirt Friday. 7:05 first pitch. Andrew McCutchen, free shirt courtesy of Augustine's Pizza. Just the second error of the season charged to Garrett Jones. Berkman as a pinch hitter. Ball one against Daniel McCutchen. Berkman hasn't pinch hit a whole heck of a lot in his career. We can see kind of like Xavier Paul. Not the best numbers in the world. Dotel will be the new St. Louis pitcher, the former Pirate. Berkman takes away 2-0. Lance Berkman 1 for 4 with a walk and a run scored last night. Was on base twice the opening game of the series. Was officially 0 for 2. Tied for second with 28 home runs this season. In the top 10 with 76 runs batted in. And a clear favorite, maybe a runaway for comeback player of the year. After struggling with both Houston and the Yankees last season. And a base hit for Berkman makes it 6-2. Lance Berkman, his 77th run driven in this season.
Yeah, I think that comeback player award is definitely going to be on his mantle. And you have to really respect for the physical work he did, getting himself back in shape to play the outfield. He really had to kind of remake himself and really do a lot of extra work in the off season to go back and play the outfield after so many years of being a first baseman.
35 years old, and
it had to pay off offensively.
Sure.
He got ready to play defense, and it helped him at the plate. I got to think that's at least part of that, why he's hitting so well.
What a great sign, really, by the Cardinals. A lot of people figured with Berkman's really last couple of seasons that his career was waning. But what a bounce back year.
As soon as you get into those 30s, people start looking for signs to when's it going to happen. They think of your prime being probably 27 to maybe 31, right in there. You still have the physical abilities maybe you had in your early 20s, but now you've been around long enough to where you put them to better use. But then once you start getting up there 33, 34 years old, you have a bad season. A lot of times people don't recover from that. Berkman has. Really warming up in the pen. Okay, Greg, warming up the grill.
You're so good. What's his Twitter account? Grilly Cheese, I believe. Just grilled cheese. Gypsies tell me it's grilled cheese 39. You want to follow him. Jason Grilly. Now 3-1 on Rafael Furcal. Well, the Bucks got to within 1 on the home run by Tabata.
Parrot attack. There's been a sighting.
Cleaning up that mess. Crazy Parrot.
He's had a busy year. Pirates had great attendance all summer long.
Souvenir.
It's got to be hard to get out of your hair. Throwing a fastball. 91 center cut. Furcal could do nothing with it.
McCutcheon has given up a run here. Inning extended because of the error on Jones, but as we were saying, when the Pirates got to within 1 on the home run by Tabata in the 5th to make it 3-2, the Bucks really needed was a shutdown. They didn't get it. And the Cardinals added on. A run in the 6th, one in the 7th, and here in the 8th. And Alan Craig. First career multi-homer game. He had collided with an outfield wall a few weeks ago and spent a bunch of time on the disabled list. Just activated a week ago. Missed 54 games, fractured his right kneecap in a collision in Houston at Minute Maid, June the 7th.
Worried about Xavier Paul's knee last night.
Yeah, I asked him about that, Bob. You thought that maybe he had that little padding. He did have a little
something
wrap on the knee that he said probably softened the blow. He still went in there hard.
Well, where the railing is, there's a little cement curbing that goes around that holds everything. You can kind of see it, the railing there. There's where he slid in, knee first, into that cement curbing. And if he hadn't had that little pad on there, that might have done some damage.
Three hits for Alan Craig tonight, 13 for the St. Louis Cardinals, who lead by 4. Diving stop by Wood. He does not get to the bag, and he throws the ball away. Wood doesn't get to third for the out there and throws the ball away at first. Yikes.
It's going to be a play he'll want to forget.
Well, he wanted to, it literally almost wanted to walk off the field after he unloaded that throw.
He makes the dive. He's stopped. He thinks he can make it to the bag and then realizes too late. Not going to be able to do it. Tried to throw the ball to first on the run. The Pirates aren't finishing this game up in a good fashion.
Pujols 1 for 4, 7-2 now, St. Louis. 2 errors in the inning.
ball to block that fastball in the dirt. You don't have time to get down, get your knees down. You use the glove the best you can. Breaking balls, any kind of off-speed pitch, you have to be looking for that ball to be in the dirt. You got to be quick getting down on your knees. Fastball, there's just no time.
Ball hit deep but foul. By the way, they rolled a single and an E5. The ball hit by Craig.
Albert not liking that one. The look on his face. Actually, the ball it hit the strike zone. See it light up yellow.
He's got 2 ribbies available. 2 stakes on the table in scoring position. They're up by 5. He'd love to put this one away for sure. And pops it up. Cardinals scored twice at the bottom of the 8th. 7-2 Redbirds.
Sports is brought to you by Mazda. Mazda, zoom, zoom. Let's go, Bucks.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh at PNC Park, where Octavio Dotel, who was the Pirates' closer first half of last year.
He is familiar with that mound. He is adjusting to his liking. A good job for the Pirates last season.
Dotel with Pittsburgh last year saved 21 games. Dealt to the Dodgers for James McDonald and minor league outfielder Andrew Lambeau. And recently acquired part of an 8-player deal with Toronto. Tabata homered off Loesch his last time. Quick strikeout for Dotel. Sunday, Pirates and Reds meet 1:35. Kids Day, and all youngsters 14 and under get Jose Tabata, Pedro Alvarez book covers courtesy of Viva and Giant Eagle. Come early for the #1 Cochran Kids Fun Zone on Federal Street. Stay after the game. All kids can run the bases thanks to H.K. Anderson Pretzels.
Won't be long. School buses will be running.
Oh, don't say that, Bob.
I used to love the covering the books.
I did, but I didn't like going to school. So
You did?
And I didn't like it when announcers mentioned it. So I'd rather you not.
I will not do it again.
Two up, two down.
But there will be big yellow vehicles moving around the neighborhood soon.
The worst time for me and the best time was watching the Jerry Lewis telethon. I loved the telethon, but the clock was ticking. So I knew that was last weekend before school.
Way to head back.
And it will, you're right, it won't be long. It's, summer's been flying. Andrew McCutcheon. Infield hit in the first, struck out looking in the third, and bounced out his last time.
A youngest granddaughter going to kindergarten this year.
Oh, boy.
The other day she got to go to a kindergarten orientation day.
That's always important.
Got to ride the bus.
Sure.
Well, I wasn't supposed to say bus, but she was very happy with all of that.
Oh, 2 on the Pirates center fielder, Andrew McCutcheon, who last night had a 3-run homer, his 17th of the year. Came into this game a batting average of .345 against Cardinals pitching this season. After the home run, he also singled and walked twice. And again, he made that great catch in the top of the 11th inning to keep the game tied at 4 before Jones's walk-off in the bottom of the 11th. Cardinals determined not to leave town having been swept. Loesch pitching 7 strong, a couple of runs, 5 hits, a walk, 7 strikeouts.
Well, we were talking earlier about the standings. They do have to be, thinking about that separation that the Brewers have now, out to 7 games. They got to be thinking about winning every game.
That game in Milwaukee is still scoreless in the 5th. Zach Greinke for the Brewers. Fly ball to center, sending Jay back to the track. And makes the catch. Pirates retired in order for the 3rd straight inning. Major Leagues. David Price helps blank the Red Sox. 8 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, struck out 6. Brian Wilson will miss the next few games. The closer for the Giants with inflammation in his right elbow. Not a good third rehab start for Steven Strasburg of the Washington Nationals, though he could return by the end of the season. Went just 1 2/3 tonight. Johnny Cueto helps lead the Reds over the Nats 2-0 in the 8th. 8 innings, 5 hits, no runs, no walks, 5 Ks. Dressing the part.
Oh, he's going to big old chain. Anchor chain. He's been down the Davy Jones locker.
Matt Holliday faces Joe Beimel. We've talked about on the offensive side how Steve Pearce really wants to start turning it around, and so too does the veteran lefty Joe Beimel. A couple of stints on the disabled list. That's a fair ball. Brandon Wood, a strike to first.
Might make him feel a little bit better, but he wants to turn the page on this night, especially that play he had last inning.
Daniel Descalzo's first at bat, coming on to play third base in the 7th inning. Daniel McCutchen goes an inning, gives up 2 runs, 1 of them earned. Brad Lincoln went 2, gave up a pair. And Paul Mahalam in line to receive his 14th loss against 6 wins. He went 5, gave up 3 runs. And a base hit for Descalzo. Sure, this is what is bothering Beimel as much as anything, that is to dominate the left-hand hitters, and just having some trouble getting the outs. And Molina, who has 3 hits.
Molina seems to always be a thorn in our side. We'll get him tomorrow. There we go.
That's right. We'll get him on that golf course tomorrow. You betcha.
Well, okay.
We'll
get him Friday.
Well, we'll do that too. Tomorrow and Friday.
I just thought she needed to be cheered up.
Yeah, I know. I agree. Nice little play there. Neil Walker was turning a very difficult throw from Wood into a double play.
This was all Neil Walker. Kind of a tough ball, really, for Walker, or not Walker, for Wood to handle, but then he bounced to throw into second base, and Neil somehow turned it. Molina going hard down the line to keep from hitting into the twin killing.
Couple of hits tonight for Ryan Theriot. 15 hits on the night for the Cardinals. A career-high 4-hit game for Alan Craig. He has led the way. As we said, an off day tomorrow, but the Reds in town for 3 starting Friday night. Kevin Correa against Homer Bailey. Saturday afternoon, it's Charlie Morton for the Bucks against Dontrell Willis. Weimel tosses on, and he pitches a scoreless top of the 9th. Bucks have a lot of work to do, down 5 going into the bottom half of the 9th. Correa against Homer Bailey on Friday. Saturday is a 4:10 start on Fox, and that's Charlie Morton for the Bucks against Dontrell Willis. Back on Root Sports Sunday at 1. James McDonald against Mike Leake. Our coverage begins with Pirates pregame, presented by Trib Total Media. Scoreboard brought to you by the Meadows Racetrack and Casino. Still scoreless in the 6th. The Brew Crews and the Dodgers. The Reds lead the Nats. Bottom of the 9th. Astros defeated the Cubbies. Mets all over the Padres in the 9th inning. Phillies leading the Diamondbacks 7-2, while the Giants lead the Braves 7-1 down in Atlanta. The Rockies flanking the Marlins early on. And the National League West, the Diamondbacks leading the Giants by 3.5 games. Arizona riding a 7-game winning streak, but losing to the Phillies 7-2. Mark Shipsinski takes over, one of those players acquired from the Blue Jays. Dotella 1-2-3-8. Doma turns around and bats from the right side. Doma 0 for 3 tonight. And after going 4 for 4 the opening game of the series, now hitless in his last 8 at bats rather. Caught looking.
Doma did not like that one, but that might be one of those 72 call breaking ball that perhaps came in over the outside corner. Yes, it did. The strike zone turned yellow. Neil Walker also now batting from the right side.
walk, a strikeout, and a liner to right. So the Pirates await the Reds on Friday. Meanwhile, the Cardinals will fly to Chicago tonight, take on the Cubs at Wrigley for 3. Bucks will be back in St. Louis the following weekend. 2 outs. Easy for call. A good night for the Redbirds. They'll come away with a victory, salvage the finale.
Rooting for those Dodgers. Still no score in that game. They're in the 6th inning now at Miller Park. Dodgers Brewers. Rally hats. Those better be really good rally hats right now.
Yeah.
Down by 5 with 2 outs. It's been done, though. I think here in this ballpark.
Yep. Pirates are down, what, 7?
2 outs.
2 outs, nobody on.
Same situation, except 2 more runs. Came back and won. And there we come. Didn't start with a base hit, though. Started with a home run, surprisingly. Goes against my old theory that home runs are rally killers. Pat Mears hit a home run, started that rally.
The game ended. First of a day-night doubleheader with a walk-off home run from Brian Giles. Grand slam.
Grand slam, man.
Tony La Russa going to go to the bullpen. Doesn't want this one getting away. July 28th in this ballpark. First year of PNC Park. Brian Giles off Billy Wagner. Game 1 of a doubleheader. Down 7 with nobody on and 2 outs.
Lloyd looked like he was trying to block home plate.
Clendon, the skipper.
He's the plank owner of this ballpark.
Bullpen certainly has been strengthened, helping McClellan and Salas with the additions of Dotel and Shipsinski. 1 ball, 2 strike count on Brandon Wood. 0 for 3. Bucks just with 6 hits, scoring the 2 runs on the home run by Tabata in the 5th inning. Loesch struck out a season high 7 in 7 innings. Dotel struck out a man in the 8th, and Szybczynski moments ago struck out Domet looking. Bucks have struck out the 2nd most times in the National League. This ball allows Ludwig to go to 2nd off the mitt of Molina. Tapper. And that'll do it. Cardinals get a W. Behind the fine pitching of Kyle Loesch and best offensive day of Alan Craig's young career. Leading the way to the 15-hit attack. Pirates take 2 of 3 in the series. Loesch beats Mahalem. 7-2 the final. Stay tuned. Pirates postgame is coming up next.